un problema. Tra i miei compiti al lavoro c'è anche quello di preparare tabelle Excel sui posti del lavoro. Io le lascio sempre perennemente per ultime e mi riduco al giorno prima di dover fare tutto. Mi auguro che in questo speech mi aiuterai a capire come uccidere questa maledetta abitudine della procrastinazione. Con How to Kill Procrastination, Davide Rampoldi.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster of the day, dear guest, Mr. President, and fellow Toastmasters. We are going to understand how to defeat procrastination, which is, I think, I suppose, but I'm quite sure, and I'm quite sure that is among the most important problem of us all. If it works. Procrastination is by far my biggest, my worst habit. In fact, I think I'm going to deal with it tomorrow. Okay? But where does procrastinate come from? Actually, it comes from Latin, and it means it comes from two pieces, which is pro and crastinate, which means defer until tomorrow, to move something which you are supposed to do now and move it until tomorrow, if we are very good at it. But tomorrow usually becomes next day, and the other day, and maybe next week, and next month, and never. So the problem is that very, very often we procrastinate until the end, the things we are supposed to do. So that's a big problem for us all, because it deals with our realization, the outcomings of our life, the outcomings of our business. Not doing today the things we are supposed to do is going to stop us all from achieving important results, from moving to the upper level, to our next level in business and in life. And how do we understand that we are procrastinating something? In business and in many courses, many trainings we all make part of, we are told to use to-do lists. And we are full of Excel, we are full of tools that deal with to-do lists, and there are apps on iPhone and things like that to do with that. And we understand that we are procrastinating because we keep on adding things to this to-do list, and we feel actually that nothing is going to happen. We check things, but the list becomes longer and longer and longer. And I think, that happens to me, that I start to think, well, I'm not going to finish it ever. It's never going to finish. And that's a pain that you can feel. So you are got a sort of visual aid, which is your list. This is not working. And a stress inside. You feel you are not doing something, and that's enough to understand that you should do something else. So procrastination becomes a nightmare, because you are stuck, we are stuck, we should move while we stay. We should move, but we don't do these things. And the interesting thing is that if we are talking about the same issue, the same problem with a friend of mine, with a friend of ours, and maybe with a cousin, a relative, or something at work, we are very, very good at dealing with that. So we can say, oh, Michelle, I think you are procrastinating. You should do that, and you should do this by tomorrow, and we should meet up because, you know, it's the best thing we can do to overcome your procrastination. Do this, this, this. But how? We can't manage to do that alone. And so, why me? Because I was very terrible. The big procrastinators of all, the biggest procrastinator of all. But I could overcome it. At least much more than I used to be. Because I achieved what Davide told us, a structure, a sort of good checklist, and a sort of, let's say, program, algorithm, to overcome it. So, first of all, there are a lot of things that we are telling to ourselves about procrastinations. And the first thing to understand, there are actually 3 things to understand about procrastination, and most of all is to understand why we are procrastinating. To overcome something, to overcome an enemy, the best thing you can do is understand which is your enemy, who is your enemy. So the first reason why we are procrastinating something is that we are afraid of doing something. Let's suppose that we are going to do bungee jumping with a friend once. Maybe, if you've never dealt with that, you are afraid. I would be afraid to do bungee jumping. And so I could say, well, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe, well, we can just find another day about it. So, if you are afraid of doing something, procrastination is your friend. Then, it sucks. Because if you are watching TV, maybe it's good. But if your wife, and Michelle's wife, is going to tell him, well, dear Michelle, you know, I love you. But, you know, there are a lot of dishes, before going to bed, there are a lot of dishes to wash. I don't think you're going to be very happy about it. So, it sucks. You don't want to do that. And maybe, Chiara, that could be your situation. And the third one, there are much more than this, but I don't know how to do it. Exactly. Exactly. That means that you could speak to anybody else and say, well, you should do this, 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 in this precise order, with this timing, and so you have a sort of checklist. So, that's very important. How we can overcome procrastination? We can understand, and then we need to move on. So we've got 3 friends. The soul of prayers. The soul of prayers is something that starts very little, and then becomes very big, very, very big. And so when you are dealing with procrastination, deal with soul of prayers means start very little. You don't want to go to the marathon or to train yourself. Think about something very, very easy. Put up your socks, put up your shirt, and go on. I'll just give you another one. It's the Lego bricks, which is very good if you are dealing with something very complex. Lego bricks means just put it in pieces, very little pieces, and concentrate on each of them. That becomes very, very easier to do. I'm just coming, nothing works, I think. Let's do this one. Here you are. So procrastination is like a credit card. It's a lot of fun until you get the final bill. Thank you very much.